like the discrete time convolution associative property, we can even prove the associative property for continuous time convolution as well. In the similar manner, just try to follow the steps, you will get it. Let us try to take this first bracket as f1 and the second bracket as f2, just like the previous video where we had taken f1 of n and f2 of n, and use the formula for f1 convolution integral formula, and m is the variable used. In the second, r is the variable used. So it is first signal. The actual integral formula is what? It is y of t is equal to integration tau from minus to plus infinity x of tau h of t minus tau d tau. This is actually our formula where tau is the variable. We can use any variable. So here in the first f1 of t, m is the variable used. In f2 of t, r is the variable used. So first step is taking f1 and f2, two brackets, then using the integral formulas, convolution formulas. Then start the derivation with the taking LHS. LHS, instead of this, we have assumed it as f1 of t, use it, then apply the formula for these two signals. Here I have used tau as the variable, f1 of tau, h2 of t minus tau, d tau. Then instead of f1 of tau, can we do something? We have got the formula for f1 of t. We can get f1 of tau, simply replace t by tau in your RHS. So this integration as it is. Second, instead of f1 of tau, write this with wherever t is there, replace by tau. Integration as it is, x of m as it is, h1. Instead of t, make it tau minus m dm, and this is about f1 of tau, remaining these two terms as it is in the formula. Then let us try to apply some variable for this tau minus m. Let us say I have taken it as r. So what will be tau is equal to, it will be r plus m. So let us substitute it. Before that, let us gather the same variables at one place so that it will become easy for us. Integration x of m at one side, then integration not tau, it will become r. How? We have substituted tau minus m as r. So what will be tau? Tau is r plus m. So integration of r plus m from minus to plus infinity. If you take m to the RHS, infinity getting subtracted or added, it will not take much difference. So it will remain r. R from minus to plus infinity. This I have already added here. h1 of tau minus m is r. h2 of t minus, what is tau? R plus m. If you apply minus to both, minus r, minus m. How dr came? Tau is this. So what will be d tau? You need to change this also. You should not have any tau term remaining. So d tau will become, m is a constant, 0, dr. d tau is equal to dr. So instead of d tau, you will get dr and this dm term as it is. So this is the equation. Now what we'll do, this is kept as it is. Let us now try to find how this can be shown as the convolution integral formula, because we have two signals here, one signal with some shifts over here. So let us try to find out that. Now we have assumed f2 of t as this convolution and we have written the convolution integral formula. Now try to write what is f2 of t minus m from this. Why t minus m? Just like the earlier case, if you see here, it has got these three terms, t minus r minus m, that is t minus m minus r. Why r? Because r with the r shift. So remaining two terms are t minus m. So try to take f2 of t minus m here. f2 of t we know. How to get t minus m? simply replace wherever t is there by t minus m. Then what will be the equation? Integration h1 of r, h2 of, instead of t minus m minus r dr. This is the equation. If you just compare this with this equation, both are same. Integration h1 of r, h2 of t minus r minus m. It means that this can be replaced with f2 of t minus m. That's what we have done here. Integration x of m as it is. This whole integral h1, h2 dr, this we can replace it with f2 of t minus m. So it is replaced with f2 of t minus m and dm is kept as it is. Now if you observe, again this equation is resembling to one convolution integral formula with first signal as x, second signal as f2. M, instead of m we had tau. We had used tau in the equation. So first signal, second signal with shift. So we can write this as first signal convolved with second signal. But what is second signal f2 we have considered? f2 is this bracket h1 of t convolved with h2 of t. So substitute h1 of t convolved with h2 of t. If you just look at this, this is nothing but your RHS. x1 convolved with h1 convolved with h2. So we have started with the LHS. We arrived at the RHS. So this is the proof of associative property for convolution in continuous time convolution.